everybody, welcome back to the Time Pass Podcast. This is your host, Ashika. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't done so already, please like me on Facebook at Time Pass Podcast, follow me on Instagram at TimePass_podcast, and check out the YouTube channel where you can watch all the episodes of the Time Pass Podcast. You can also catch the show on RuckusAvenueRadio.com. Note on that, the episodes were not airing on Ruckus Avenue Radio for a while due to some technical difficulties, but now they will be back soon, in about a couple weeks. So if you've been trying to find the show there and you haven't been able to, I apologize, but we're coming back soon. You can also find me on your listening platform of choice wherever you tune into podcasts. Please make sure that you are liked, followed, and subscribed on your listening platform of choice. I have guests, guys! So both of these lovely ladies have been guests. Yeah. Have been guests on the show before in season 1. This is Kelsee, if y'all remember Kelsee. Woo! And Angeline. You guys were on the same episode together,
probably.
But didn't you do another one?
I think so.
Did we do one?
Yeah, we did one,
Yeah. So my season 1 guests are back, which is so fitting because, guys, guess what next week is?
The finale?
Yes.
Oh,
season 3 finale. Yeah, I have no idea.
I was like the middle of August. Right. Yes, I did know that. What's the finale gonna be about?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I think it's just gonna be like a wrap up of the year and like talk about where I am and what's gonna happen during the break, how long of a break I'm gonna take. Like honestly, like I'm kind of at my bandwidth right now. As you know, how long have we been trying to get together?
I know.
And it's like, I can't, I'm doing this. I can't, I'm doing this. You're going out. You're going here. You're going out of town. You're going to a concert. You have a volleyball tournament. I have swimming classes. I gotta work out. Like, it's been hard. Like, everybody's busy. And so I feel like, yeah, that needs to be factored in. But anyway, I asked these lovely ladies to be here with me today because there's something in the air. Something is going on, and I want to figure out, when is it stalking? Question mark. That's a deep subject, but there have been some things going on, in particular with Angeline over here. Now, I will say you were in a long-term relationship, engaged to be married.
Yes.
2 years. I never thought that she should marry him, you guys.
Okay, it was long.
She should be with anyone that she's been with.
It was long distance for a year and a half, in person for like 6 months. So just context.
I just don't. Whatever. Okay, that's a whole nother episode. Yeah.
That should be an episode.
It should be.
Like, what do you really think? Breakdown
of all of my exes.
It's only about Angeline. It's.
No, there's enough time for the both of us.
Okay.
This is great, you guys. Anyway, so you were in a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
And this is important. So he lived up north.
Yep.
And then you guys you're in love. You got engaged.
Yeah. I think we should start with the context of how did you guys meet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We need. I mean, you got to start
a little backstory. Give me a little backstory.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So, I had just gone out of another long-term relationship, 3 years. About a month after that, I started talking to this guy through a game.
A video game.
We need to know that.
Just to be clear, it was a video game.
And then, I don't know, we just connected.
Well, yeah, because any man that sees a woman on a video game immediately in love.
Literally,
like,
my profile picture is like
woman.
less than a size of a dime. He could not have seen me.
It doesn't matter. It
was my personality.
You could look like a troll, and he would not have cared because you're a woman on a video game, and that's responding to him.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But at some point, we need to figure out why you're playing video games.
It was to bond with my family. Okay,
you're
my
a
brothers.
grown-ass woman.
It's cool. Anyways, we were talking on the video game, and it just clicked. He was there for me. He was nice. He was super supportive. It was just nice talking to someone like that.
Really?
That's what I like. Okay. Anyways, and so
let's not go there because you don't like boring. You like safe.
That's fair. Is that the same thing?
No. 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 The fact that you asked that.
So
This is why we're here today, you guys.
after about a month and a half of talking, he lives in a different state. We got together. I went to visit him the next month, and then from there back and forth, we visited each other until I think a year and a half we were together. We moved in together. So that was kind of.
He moved down here for you.
He moved to where we are at. Yes.
Okay, great. And let me just say that she actually hid this relationship from us.
Oh, for like a year of the year and a half.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Elaborate. Why did you do that?
Do you guys see?
No, it's a separate episode. We talked
No,
about
Okay.
It explains everything. My thought process behind hiding it.
I'm just gonna say, if you have to hide your boyfriend from your friends who have known you the longest,
He was such a nice guy. I didn't want him to be destroyed by you guys.
And the truth comes out.
You guys can be mean girls.
Are we Anya and Elsie? Okay.
Yes.
Reference to a kid's show that my kid watches. Okay, so when did it all go wrong? You guys obviously broke up very recently, like a month ago now?
A month ago, yes.
Okay. It was the happiest news I've ever received.
You guys didn't even get a chance to meet him once, huh?
No.
No, did we?
The last time, I feel like, I'm sure
we were trying to plan her wedding.
We were trying, yes, yeah. We were all at,
just
like,
saying that, like,
brunch.
oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, cringe.
Yeah. Not cringe, it's more of like, oh my god, that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember what kind of wedding you wanted?
Frat party wedding?
She wanted a frat party at her house.
It was
Said, surprise! I'm getting married!
It wasn't gonna.
Let's play Flip Cup!
Yeah, no, I wanted those drinking games, but it wasn't like frat party theme where people wear like jerseys or like backwards hats or anything like that.
No,
it was
your
just,
next
like,
wedding, that's
the
what
party.
We already know what you want. It's
Yeah.
done.
Okay, but so we lived together for about a month, and of course, while we were long distance, he was really good at telling me what I think I wanted to hear. Like, oh, I'm gonna help you with this. We're gonna be like this. Everything's gonna work out well. And in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then I think probably the first month of us living together, I'm like, oh, this is a huge adjustment. He
Is a man-child.
a little bit. He never really had to do anything on his own. He was always taken care of
By his mom.
by his family. Anyways, and so taking care of his family, so like washing the dishes, it was like I had to kind of show him like, oh, this is how you do it, you know, instead of like holding it by two fingers and like kind of like
So she
It
told
was
me
bad.
she told me this story, and I literally like no beat past it. I was like, oh, like teaching a 14-year-old how to use a broom,
Yeah.
because I had to do
Yeah,
that
but
to
I was
her
14.
when she was
I was
14.
14 when
Yeah,
that was
but
me
14
at 14.
Exactly.
But that's-
No,
yeah,
exactly.
that shows,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, so like there was that folding laundry or something like that. Like it was just like, oh, this is how you do it. I'm like, okay, here's what I prefer, and
This is how you do it.
no, I mean like the way
He didn't know how to fold clothes.
it was just very messy and like imagine a teenage
So
boy.
was he good at other things?
Anything.
Yeah. It was.
I feel like it was lazy and like sloppy.
No,
it was
he
like button mashing.
No. He aimed to please. He worked really hard to please. So I think that he had that.
I
going.
mean-
That's not enough. That's not enough
No,
to make up
not
the living
for
situation.
marriage. Yeah.
No, yeah,
No.
okay.
But
fair.
does it sound awful? Not really.
So no, like
I do not condone this message.
no, it
This
was just
is
a
the
lot of
sloppiest
stuff. It was a lot of
episode
stuff.
you've
It is. I'm like,
It's
I'm
gonna
all
be
over the place.
great. No.
Cut all this out. Cut all this out.
Oh,
No. Okay, so he basically led you on. Okay, so let's also give some context on you. You own your home. You're
Financially independent.
financially independent. You have
Take care of your family.
you have a career. You're stable. Like you have shit going for you. He had nothing. He got a job when he got here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the job.
Oh, Kelsey, you're gonna love this. So he had a banking job.
Oh, I heard.
It took a little bit for him to find the job. Finally, he got it. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I don't need a man who makes like a lot of money. I don't need to be taken care of. I just like to
That
have
will change.
I just want to feel like I am independent, but if I ever needed it, like I would have someone to help support me. So that's all I need.
It's not about having somebody take care of you, but I feel like as you get older, you want a partner. Like I'm very attracted to somebody who has the same drive that I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So he was working. He did not like his job at all. His like manager was like terrible, which
according to him,
and like looking back, I'm like, I'm not sure. I don't know. It's like he said, she said thing, but he was not happy there, and I supported him getting another job. I was like, hey, if you're not happy, go look for something else. Just like take your time, like figure it out. Like don't.
Now, did he leave his job before he got another job?
No.
It gets wait for it.
Let me.
Okay.
Honey, you wait.
Okay. So that job, I think it put a strain on us because he was always coming home upset. Like I don't know, there's just a lot
tough
of
shit, man. That's adult life.
That's what I'm thinking. Like I deal with terrible people all the time, but I try not to like put it on anyone else, you know.
That's not funny. I'm not a terrible person.
But one day, and we were already having problems because I was annoyed with him for certain things. He didn't know how to do things. Like, I am a person who's, like, acts of service is, like, my thing. So, like, if I do the laundry, I will put all our stuff away.
Love language.
Yeah. And so when he does laundry, he'll put his stuff away, and then he'll be like, I left your clothes on the bed. And I'll be like, oh, like, can you, like, I'm like, oh, okay.
Hey, Roomie, your clothes are out there.
I mean, what was his reasoning?
He's like, oh, I know you like it to be, you're particular about how you like to put your things away. So I left it because I didn't want to mess it.
It's such a bullshit thing. Yeah.
I was like, I learned how he folded, like, I didn't fold his things the way I did. I'm like, I knew his socks were folded a little different than how I did it. So I did it the way he did it so it could be easier. So
because
just you're little things like that, though.
No, I was going to say that's because you're just a pushover.
Oh, well.
No, it's being nice.
Okay, yes, I get it.
So, like, there was already strain in our relationship. And then, like, it was Sunday night. I played volleyball all day. I had a tournament. I came home. I knocked out, and I woke up at like 9 p.m. being like, I texted him because he was in the living room playing games, and I was like, oh my, guys play video games.
Yeah.
So I texted him like, oh my god, I like knocked out. I'm gonna probably just go to bed though because I'm so tired. It's Sunday. I have work tomorrow. And he's like, oh okay, that sounds good. He's like, by the way, I gave my 2 weeks ago. I didn't know how to tell you, but just letting you know. I did not know he was going to give it. I didn't know it.
It literally was his last day of work. It was the next day.
Yeah, he was done. He didn't have a job. And I was just like,
wait,
we're engaged and you didn't tell me this? Even if
and then he texted you about it from another room in the same house, your house, by the way, not his fucking house. See, I don't know if we're allowed to cuss on this podcast.
Yeah, we do. It's not safe for work.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I was livid. And how many times did he help you pay the mortgage, Angeline?
He did it that month because I asked him. That was the first time he helped
me. The whole time he was there.
Oh. And I think
okay. So you're wait. I need a visual. You're laying in bed. You just woke up.
She's like,
yeah. I'm like, oh my god. I just woke up from my nap. Like I KO. I'm gonna stay asleep.
Yeah. And then you get this text message.
A long paragraph saying like, hey, I didn't know how to tell you. I know like we've had some issues, so I didn't know how to bring it up, but I gave my 2 weeks 2 weeks ago.
So, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
I ain't got no job, boo.
Yeah. And so then what did you, I need the next step. What?
Oh, I woke up and I was just like, I gotta go for a drive. And so my brother lives less than a mile from me. He has 3 kids. I already knew like they were probably out for the night.
Right.
And I hit up like my brother, my sister-in-law. I'm super close with them. And
Why
I was like,
didn't you just come here?
Because that was the immediate thing that I thought of. I'm like, my brother lives right there. I'm gonna drive to him.
Okay.
Well, and like the brothers met him.
That's true.
There'd be no sympathy here.
Well, yeah. And
straight up, you guys would be like,
and I'd be like, Kat, get your bags. You're staying here until he's out of your house.
No, you would have been like, go tell him to pack his stuff and get out tonight.
True. Yeah.
I already know that's how you would do it.
Immediately.
So I went to my brother and I was crying because I'm like, I can't handle this anymore. Like I've already been having doubts these last few months, but like this is the final like immature, irresponsible straw that I can handle from.
And were you just like, I don't know this person?
No, it was because I'm like, he made it sound like so good when we were long distance, and our communication was amazing. Just because I think we were long distance, so we had to constantly communicate. Right. As soon as we were in person, like done, gone.
Okay, so this was a positive thing, right? So you guys broke up.
Okay.
The fact that you broke up.
I mean, applause to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm getting better with the timing instead of waiting like till 3 years.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're at a year and a half, so good for you. You cut down your time
Yeah.
in half.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
So you broke up. You told him you better call Tyrone.
You think you're so funny.
I do.
She does. I really do.
Did you guys hear that?
Did you hear that? Did you hear me say, she doesn't know the call Tyrone, so I was relying on you.
I know, you immediately looked at me.
I know. You don't know the call Tyrone reference, do you?
I was gonna say, you guys said it before, but I was just like, I already know you guys are just...
I keep slamming this down, sir.
Yeah, I know.
I know,
it's gonna be a nightmare to edit. So this was a good thing all in all.
Okay, yeah.
Right? So you break up.
Does he immediately move out? Does he?
Yeah.
So it was very difficult because he kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. And
How?
He felt, that's what in my head. That's a guy thing though.
I do agree with that. Yes.
I told him like we've been having issues. Like this is the last straw. I do not feel supported. Like in the past few months, and these are all the things I told him when we broke up. I'm like, my feelings changed for you. Like I don't feel that same way about you anymore. So like I was trying not to say it in a mean way. Like it was that. I'm like,
I saw you. I mean, that part of your message that you said, that was great. I was
Yeah.
like, it was very like nice, but like straightforward.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was after the fact.
But that's
I
basically
can
what I
imagine
said.
it kind of was the same.
Well, it's Angeline.
Right.
Yeah, she's never gonna hurt anybody's feelings.
Oh, I could have said a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Angeline's like, I have a whole diary about it.
It's the stuff I tell you guys, but don't tell them.
You pretty much.
Well, I feel like once you kind of lose respect for a man, it's gone. And with women, it's 100% true. We leave emotionally before we leave physically.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
And once we leave, like, emotionally, then physically, it's easy to leave.
And then on that note, I was done. Like after I broke with him, I was done. But in his mind, he's like, all right.
this is an obstacle.
Yeah. He's like, we're gonna
challenge accepted.
He's like,
he thought he was leveling up in the video game.
No, he was like, okay, this is like we committed to each other. And you're so dumb. He's like, we committed together, so we can work this through. There's potential. Let me try again. I'm gonna change everything. And
you're gonna not be a lazy ass, good for nothing POS.
I think he meant well. It's just it wasn't there. He wasn't there. So.
Well, I mean, and to go back on context over to context, he lived at home, right, when you met him?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
And how old was he, Angeline?
He was younger than me, so...
Actually, I didn't know this. How much younger?
Not that much younger.
He was 2 years younger than me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not that bad.
So
but
he's 28.
I mean, with men, he's actually 21.
But but that was the thing, like, I would never date a younger guy.
Yeah.
I thought I would never date a younger guy, but he made it sound like he...
Don't knock it till you try
it. I was sold from the words.
Okay, so let's actually get back to the topic of the podcast.
Yes,
which
so...
is...
So he left. He left. Tell us about when he left, what he did.
So that same Sunday night, I came home from after talking to my brother. Like, they were very, like, trying to be unbiased. They're like, here's what we've seen, here's what you feel. Like, ultimately, it's your decision. So
and nobody liked him. But nobody told her.
See, we would have told you from the beginning.
No,
exactly.
They thought he was nice, but they didn't think he was right for me.
Yeah.
That was the thing. So
that's
we
their
think
way
he's a good
of
guy.
telling you that they didn't like him.
So, like, there were things that they noticed that they didn't like either. Like, if I was carrying something heavy, he wouldn't offer to carry it. And then, like, just like... So there was just all that. So that same night, I broke it off. And I'm like, hey, like, I know you moved across states. Like, how much time do you need? And he's like, well, I didn't want to tell you this either, but my family's coming next week. And we're planning on going to Disneyland. And I was asking for time off work, and they wouldn't give it to me. So that's why I quit. And I'm like, you didn't tell me your family was coming. You didn't tell me we're going to Disneyland. And this is a week before. So he's like, can I stay a week because they're coming to California? I'm like, no, you cannot stay a week. You cannot stay with me for another week. So I gave him until I think Tuesday or Wednesday. I forgot exactly. But
I think you said it was pretty quick. I think it was like 2 days after.
Yeah, which I was like, I thought was plenty of time for him to gather everything, let his family know.
His duffel bag, because he
just dump everything.
Didn't have anything.
No, it was just literally his clothes that he moved because I had, my house is furnished.
Right,
we don't need a bed. We don't need any of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then he left.
But he left you a parting gift.
he left me a lot of parting gifts. Trickled along the way. But he left. I stayed in my room just to avoid contact.
Yeah. And conflict.
After he left, I came out. My living room has like this giant like TV set.
Yeah.
And there was one section that was empty. And it's like little glass doors. So I'm like, I never paid a bunch of attention. And I'm like, I've never put any of this stuff there. And I open it and it's like all the trinkets he's given me. He left his sweatshirt in case I wanted it. He left the poster that I made for him when he moved there because I said like welcome home. Like I was trying to be cute.
Yeah.
So he folded it, he put it there, and I was just like, what the heck?
He made a shrine of your relationship.
He did. It was weird. I put it all in a bag and I put it inside the room and I'm like, I'm just gonna deal with this later.
I would have just tossed it.
Yeah, where's it at now?
Yeah, where is it?
In a bag inside my guest room.
Yeah. Oh my god, that'd be so fun.
Okay. Fire pit.
Yes. What else? Because the shrine isn't where it ends.
So that was the start.
That was the start.
The notes?
You know what's funny? I found notes throughout the house, like little by little. Like
he hid little notes for her in different places in the house.
I came home, or like I lift up my keyboard and it's like I miss you already, or another thing, he'll like leave it underneath like maybe my book or something. He was just like, I'm so sorry this all happened, and I'm just like,
okay, I just can't imagine like you're going to go like work. You're literally working from home, and you just go to type on your keyboard, and there's no like I would just freak out immediately.
No, I know. Yes. And I'm just like, is he still here?
Right.
No, he's gone. He just left hidden notes.
Oh yeah. What about? Did he leave you the key that he had?
Oh yeah. No, I made sure I
God.
got that back.
Do you think he's creepy enough to make a copy?
Yeah.
You know what's really scary? I checked underneath my bed because I was like looking for my stuff and there's nothing there. Maybe like pens in my hair tie. Today I found his shirt. And I'm like, I don't remember.
I don't like that, Angeline.
I don't like that either.
Like, do you have like a ring camera or anything?
No, I need to buy one.
Oh
Why don't you just change your locks?
I think you should change your locks.
Yeah, just change your locks.
There's no way he's here.
It doesn't matter. Just change your locks. Do you want to take that chance?
Right.
Dateline, Angeline.
That's why I said I don't need an interview from Dateline.
I think I could take him if he was
Angeline.
No.
Yeah. How about we not let it escalate?
I have my
How about we be proactive?
Okay, continue on to the things
Okay.
that you've gotten and how it's...
Yeah, so that's what he did when he left. And then since he's been gone...
So he, in the beginning, messaged me often. It's like, I want to keep trying. And I'm like, I understand. It was just fresh from the relationship. He still wants to try. And I keep messaging him the same thing. Like, I don't feel the same way. I don't think we're a match. Like, lifestyle-wise, like, it was not a fit. I think we'd have issues long-term. Plus, like, I didn't feel supported, etc., etc. So he kept saying, like, I'm going to change. I'm going to be all this. And, of course, he said, like, all the right things. But it was a little too late. I was done.
You already saw the behavior. Yeah. You're like, I'm not falling for that again.
But it was like, you know, in those romantic movies, like, I will wait for you. I don't care how long. I still have your ring.
Oh, don't wait.
I am never giving it away. I'm never selling it. I'm going to wait for you to give it back to you. And I was just like, if I still cared about you like that, that would have been, like, really romantic and nice. But it made me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He was, like,
icky.
It was. It made me feel icky. It was, like, a little too much. And then along the way, he starts sending stuff. Like, he gave me a bracelet that had where he proposed to me. Like, it was the Ferris wheel.
The Seattle Ferris wheel.
The Seattle Ferris wheel. So it was a bracelet that he's like, where I proposed to you, I'm sorry you didn't work out, or something like that. And then he sent me 3 dozen roses. He sent me he sent me like a 5-page letter.
Oh Lord.
Like, filled up, plus...
Did you read all
It was like the
I
Rachel
did.
letter? Do you remember that episode of Friends?
Yes,
I feel like it was that.
I have no idea what that is, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
And then, like...
Really long and boring.
It was really long of the same things that I was already done with. He's like, I'm going to be like this. I will help you with this. I will do this for you. And I was just like,
Everything
I've
you've heard
done.
before.
And you very clearly told him, hey, you kept telling him the same message. I don't feel the same way. Please move on.
I told him to stop contacting me. Like, I felt bad at first because when we first broke up, I knew he was hurt. He's like, can we stay friends? And I was like, okay, he's going to be in a different state. I don't mind from time to time if he messages me.
Angeline,
And for friends, I didn't have an issue with it, but like, he got to the point where I was like, stop talking to me. You're making me uncomfortable. I really don't feel like, I don't feel secure right now.
So what does he do? Does he stop talking to you?
He stops talking to me. He still sends me stuff, but he starts talking to my brother. he starts messaging my brother, telling him he has nobody, he needs somebody to talk to, which he has friends and family.
He has his family. Go back to your mom's fucking apron.
Just, it's like on a kangaroo, like the kangaroo pouch. Just
like, my pouch right here.
Back in.
He was hitting him up saying stuff like that, and he'll hit him up saying like, "Can I talk to you on the phone? Can I call you right now?" And my brother, he has 3 kids. He doesn't want to deal with this. He's like, Angeline, why do you get me in these situations?
I love
Maybe
him.
this is a blessing in disguise, because that could have been us.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad I got you guys out of my life.
Thanks.
So he started doing that, and I told my brother, I'm like, stop talking to him. Tell him to stop. And he's like, I feel bad. Because, like, I think he gets, like, he was hurt. And then, I don't know, that long-ass letter.
That letter came this week? Yeah, this week. Monday?
It was earlier.
With DoorDash, with like your favorite DoorDash things.
And with the letter, there was a DoorDash of boba. And then in addition to that, it was a separate package that had a Spotify keychain. And if you like took a picture of it, it led to the song that we used to listen to. He sent me that on top of that.
That's just Kelsey making all the noise, but I need another one too.
I know, sorry. I was trying to do it while she's talking, so it'd be like loudness, but sorry.
No, I don't talk very loud either.
Okay.
But yeah, so at that point, I was done at that point. I was like, I kept telling him no, I kept telling him I'm uncomfortable. The letter kept saying like things about like how he wants to try, and so I told him, stop talking to me. I modified your message because
I send a message. It's very assertive.
It was like, I'm getting a restraining order against you.
That's your not what it said. I thought my message was great. Let me read it for y'all.
Read your message.
I told her to tell him. I don't know.
We text too much.
I know.
Right there.
Look, I'm not trying to break your spirit or anything, but this has crossed the line and is now stalking. I have told you already that I am uncomfortable with this. Please do not reach out to me or my family members. Do not send me letters or gifts. We are not happening again. If this does not stop, I will get a restraining order. Take care of yourself, but please leave me alone.
I mean, no, it was good.
I mean, I thought it was
besides the restraining order part,
of course you took the
it was basically that.
What if we need that as evidence?
Exactly.
You mean all my 20 messages that kept saying like I'm uncomfortable like isn't evidence enough if I were to die?
Clearly not, because you keep
messaging you.
Yeah.
No, that last message, I think it worked. I was like, in his letter he said something like, I'm working on myself. I'm gonna like be the best I can be. I'm like, all right, I'm glad you're working on yourself.
For you.
Yes, that's exactly what I said. I'm like, but this is for you, not for me. Like, don't.
No,
do it for
but
me.
he was being the best he could be for you.
No, I told him to do it for you, like for himself.
Lord.
So I said that, and then my friend was on the phone with me while I was doing all this, and she's like, block him immediately. I sent it, and then I messaged my brother to say like, hey, I said this. Just FYI, don't respond to any of this stuff. Like, don't give it to any of that. And then he messaged me back. He's like, dang, like that's so cold. I don't know where this came from. And he's like, but I get it. I understand. Like, I'll leave you alone. Like, is it okay if I still message your brother, basically? And I'm like, I literally just messaged you saying, like, don't message me or my family anymore. Yeah. And he's like, okay, I'll unsend the message. And stuff like that, which I'm like, this just shows your immaturity, bro. Like,
this just shows that he's a stalker. So to me, the point that he reached stalkerdom was the shrine.
Oh, so the first day.
Yeah, because that's a little creepy. Who does that?
I mean, I think that when you're in a desperate state, you create
noise.
Okay,
I can't open it because of my nails.
Desperate measures. And so for him, he was like, I have to leave something.
It was a latch just like
it was like a last
physical effort.
Yeah, I think for sure. Like I would expect him to do something just because he's just like
my world's crumbling.
For him, he lost his independence, right? Because like with you, he got it.
Independence?
Well, with her, he got it. Otherwise, he was living at home with his mom.
But he was completely relying on her. She became his mom.
That's true.
I'm not about that life anymore.
Right.
I don't need another kid.
But I mean, he's out of his mom's house. That's what for him. That's a different level of independence.
Yes.
So
no, that's true.
So I think like that was just his I don't think it's as creepy as you're making it. It's not. It's still a little weird.
When I walk past it, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, that was really...
I mean, if he would have done that and left it alone...
Right. That's what I was going to say. Right.
But he didn't, so to me, I'm
going.
like, that was the tipping point.
Yeah, exactly. So, when was the last time he talked to you, and when was the last time you responded?
So, the last time whenever that I got those letter...
Yeah. Monday.
I think it was Monday or Tuesday.
Monday.
Well,
check your text because...
Let me tell you. God, we do text too much.
Monday.
I told you it was Monday.
And then in my head, I was just like, oh my God, like, I don't know how to do this. But Tuesday, I finally drafted up something where I sent it to him. And then he did message me, like, are you sure? Like, I'm still waiting for you. And I'm like,
How do you take that?
No,
like,
are you sure? Yeah, I'm fucking sure.
I was like, yes, leave me alone. Stop.
You know,
and
I'm
then
curious.
He got it though. He hasn't messaged me since. He hasn't messaged my brother. He did say
today's only Friday.
Well, he said he's like there is one more letter coming my way, but he sent it before knowing that I wanted him to leave him alone.
Oh Lord! Did you bring the letter? Because I wanted to read it. I really wanted to read it.
Yeah. Well, it's 5 pages. It would have been 30 minutes.
It would have been. He writes tiny too, so it's like filled up.
Now, did he ever talk about any of his previous relationships?
Did he ever have a previous relationship, or were you his first one?
I think I was the first. This level of serious. He's had other ones. I think the longest one was like maybe a year and a half, but it was
mail
like
order bride.
With a video game character.
I think he's had them. Nothing ever to this level of serious at all. So I think this is his.
What was her name?
Whatever her video game username is.
I know one name, but I don't think it's the longer one. I mean, it might have been like the high school one. I don't think he had any serious relationships like that. Yeah. Also, where he grew up, it's like population of like less than 1,000.
Seattle?
No, he didn't live in Seattle.
He didn't live in Seattle.
He lived like 2 hours out of Seattle in a small town.
Was it Forks?
Listen, he was not Edward Cullen.
He wanted to be though, so he moved to Forks. So he can pick up girls immediately.
To Forks. On video games?
Yeah.
But honestly, that place was so small. I'm like,
I'm sorry.
Girls is slim
if a video game girl found out one of the guys she's talking to lives in Forks, Washington,
I'd be a little excited.
She's down.
I'd be a little excited.
She's immediately down.
Okay, so I feel like in this case, to me this is stalking. This qualifies as stalking.
I don't know about stalking, but it was extra.
Do you feel like he was outside your house at any time?
Well, the fact that the shirt under the bed that wasn't there before, that was now there.
I'm like, I know I miss stuff, so I'm like, this just like coincidentally, like it just, timing wise, not good for my nerves. But no, the letter came, and because my brother brought it to me, he's like, look what you got. And I was just like, what? And I saw it, I'm like, and we were reading it, and then all of a sudden the doorbell rang, and my heart skipped a beat because I'm like, oh my God, he's here. Yeah. And I was actually really scared.
Yeah.
That's a sign. That's your body telling you that this guy's not normal.
I was like, he drove here from Washington.
Okay, what makes you think he's in Washington though?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I know he posts stories. I don't open it because
here's the thing. He lies to you. Who said he's not going to lie to his family about not being here?
Oh no, especially when he's like the prodigal son.
No, I seen his mama's post. His
mom is subtweeting her on Facebook.
She's like posting stuff and tagging him and being like, to the people who hurt the ones I love, like, you'll get it back to you one day. Like, karma's gonna get you. And I'm like,
hey, mothers are the worst. Like,
she was so nice to me before.
I say this as
You're a mother
of a son. But like, I mean, hopefully we'll see later. I've learned from experience. Yeah. They're the literal craziest. And like, I look at Lincoln half the time like, you're lying. You're lying. Yeah. I know you. I know, like, and the fact, and I'll say it to his face, but half the mothers in the world are like, oh my baby, come here. No. Men lie. I don't care whose kid they are. My kid's the ultimate liar.
He's what, 5?
Remind me to tell you a story about my kid and her lies that caught up to her this week.
Oh, baby girl.
Yeah. So me, I feel 100% this is stalking. You feel this is stalking?
I don't think it's still.
I think that if once we get a vial of his blood on her doorstep, and once there's evidence of him being outside your house,
that shirt under the bed.
Well, I mean,
That's probably.
I definitely think it's obsessive. I think it's stalking yet.
I thought it was a little extra, made me uncomfortable. I don't know. Stalking is if he did show up, I think.
Right. If he did show up to me, that's stalking. This is obsessiveness, and like this is him just really trying to hone you back in a very creepy way.
He did the opposite.
But
I was just like,
right, which just pushed you away. I mean, what we're talking
So you
about
don't
stalking.
think this is stalking?
My verdict is no.
I say yes.
Okay.
You obviously say no.
yeah. I still think he means well.
Okay. So I'm going to share a little nugget of information with you.
Oh yeah, okay, great.
And I cringed when I wrote that message for you.
Why?
Because you've done it before.
No.
You copy and pasted it.
No.
Did you receive it?
No.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
You were dead. Did
You
someone
guys are crazy. So
that to you? No.
So that first line, look, I'm not trying to break your spirit or anything,
Yeah.
was said to me once. That is why that stuck out to me.
Yeah, and okay, wait.
It cuts deep.
So,
Oh.
yes. I've talked about it before on the show. I talked about the reason why I moved to Sacramento was a really bad breakup.
Oh, right.
With somebody that I was like super in love with. I was a really naive young girl, and I think part of me is still very naive when I'm romantically attached to
You're
someone.
a hopeless romantic.
Yes, which you guys know that. Like,
Yeah.
I just think everything's gonna work out, and I give my all, and then it's like, oh, this person's a piece of shit. So anyway, so when I was with that guy, and then shit hit the fan, and he actually, like, I caught him cheating on me. Right? So that's what happened. And then I broke it off because I was like, I can't be with him. Like, I literally said, like, I'm not going to be with you in this situation again. Either you commit to me or, like, this is over.
Right.
And he chose, like, I can't commit to you. So it was like, okay, this is over. Like, I know what's good in the back of my mind. Like, I know what's good and I know what's healthy. So I was like, okay.
When you want someone so much. Though.
Yes.
I get it.
Well, I was in love with him. You guys, he was my first live-in boyfriend.
Right.
We lived together. We did Christmas together, decorating the tree together. I cooked for this man.
You had, like, that was your hopeless romantic in you being like, this is my
it.
Hallmark movie.
It literally,
Yeah.
every night I used to fall asleep on the couch with my head in his lap as he watched whatever, was it Larry King or whatever?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know 26-year-olds watch Larry King.
I was 21. I was 21 years old, and I was hopelessly in love with this man. And then I moved up here. And then his brother tragically died, took his own life. These men were both in law enforcement.
Yeah.
We've dated a lot of cops. And I went to the funeral because I felt like I have to, because I had a relationship with his brother before I even met him.
Right.
And so I went, and, you know, whatever. I didn't even know if I could hug him. But when I walked up there after I saw the casket, he was like nodding. You know, he was nodding his head. Like, he knew that I was, like, not going to hug him unless he said it was okay. So he's, like, nodding his head. So I gave him a hug, and he gave me a hug. But then after that, so he's from my hometown. Mm-hmm. So every time I would go home, you guys, this is gonna be sad. Okay. Don't judge.
I loved how this has turned. Okay.
Okay. This was, and I would go home like every 6 months in the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get, like, when you have that first love like that, when you have that experience, it's so like it's like a wave over you, and it's like you lose your body, mind, and spirit. So I get it.
So hard. And I would go and I would find where his car was parked, because that's where we would all park our cars.
Right.
And he knew that, like, I really loved white roses, and so I would always go get white roses and I would leave them on his car. Gosh. Is that so great?
Okay. Yes.
We're obsessive.
I mean, here's the thing: when it gets physical,
it's not physical.
But it is. You're showing up, like, physical. It's not
Not
like
to
a message.
see him. It was just like,
Just to see his car.
What would be the difference if she had mailed a flower to him versus leaving it there? Like, is that different?
Because I never tried to, like, go in to see him.
Yeah.
I never called him. I never did any of that. I was in town, and I just wanted him to know I was there. And so I would just leave those flowers because I knew that he would know that it was me.
Yeah.
Okay, so where did this go? Wait, finish. Okay.
So I did that for like a while.
Like how long? I didn't even know how long.
I don't know how long.
It was like over a year, huh?
It probably
It was.
Fuck.
Stalker.
Oh, and then, well, the thing is I would always go visit his brother's grave.
Yeah.
And I would put flowers there, and then I would, I would just buy the
Yeah.
flowers at the same time, and then I would go leave them for him because it was a hard thing. They were twins.
Yeah.
It was a really difficult. Yeah, it was a really difficult thing. So I just wanted to be there because when we lived together, like those holidays and stuff, like when I would cook, it would be the both of them at the house. They would literally be like, can you make this? They were like little boys in my home.
I understand.
Like, and I wanted to just, I was that figure. Like, I was just like, okay, what do you guys want to eat? What do you want to do? We, all three of us decorated our first Christmas tree, like in our apartment together.
I'm so sad, but okay.
Yes, like it was like a thing, and like I honestly thought I was gonna end up with this person, and then one day because in the beginning he would call me a lot, like blocked, but I always knew it was him. He would block his number and call me and not say anything.
You knew it was him.
I knew it was him.
Not some other weirdo.
No, it was him.
Okay.
And so it was this weird thing for a while, but he had stopped with the calls and I was still doing the flower drop-offs.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I should have known, like, there's cameras everywhere, right, where I used to work. And so the last time I did it, he, like, called me, like, blocked his number and called me. And we had, like, a raw, honest conversation. He was like, I'm sorry about the way, like, he apologized for everything he had done, and he was just like, I'm not trying to break your spirit, like, and then he went into, like, all this other stuff and, like, his reasons for why he did what he did and why we ended up the way we did, and that was the conversation I needed to, like,
you never had that conversation.
No, we never did.
Yeah.
We never did. And so that was, like, the conversation I needed to shut the door on it, and that's why, like, when I was typing that out for you, I was like,
you gotta make it real for him.
Yes, because it was like, to me, it was the first time that he was admitting to me, like, hey, I still care for you, but, like, I don't want to hurt you more than I already have. But, like, you have to, like, we can't,
stop.
we can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Was that stalking?
I mean,
I was 21, you guys.
Yeah,
Was it stalking? Because I wasn't stalking him.
You were looking for a star.
Yeah, you were stalking him. My point of view on stalking is when
somebody goes out of their way.
Exactly. If it's out of your day, like out of your way, like, so you're saying you brought his brother flowers and would do all of that.
Yeah.
You making that U-turn to go to his area and do all of that. A little stalking. A little bit, just a little. Not like anything too crazy. It's not like you wrote crazy notes and did anything like that.
I never left a note. I just always left the flowers, and that was it.
Yeah, but you knew
it was like
that
the
he
very,
knew
like,
what was going on. Yeah, exactly.
I knew he knew that it was me, but that was the point. I wanted him to know that I was in town.
Yeah.
I guess I always thought, like, if he knew I was in town, maybe he would
reach out and you would hang out, or he would
or
see
something.
you.
Yeah.
Fuck, yeah.
I was still dumb.
Well, you're 21. That, of course, we're all dumb at 21.
I know.
Actually.
Do we want it? Do you want to? Do you want to?
I don't remember
21. Yeah.
I'm 30. Not 31.
Well, the next step is 31.
Actually, in a few months.
Yeah.
So that was the time that I guess I was a little stalkery. And I guess after that, like, I really vowed. That's why I never did it with other people.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, especially when I'm just saying, like, how I would probably feel if I heard all of that. A little humiliated. A little bit. Like a little bit. Because, like, after you did all of that and then someone says that to you and you're like, your perception of what was going on was totally different than what his reception of it was.
Exactly.
And so then you're like, wait, you didn't see this? Like, you didn't see what I was doing? Like, for me?
See, my
like, that was like
gestures of love.
Yeah, exactly. That was my very first relationship. We broke up for a little bit and then got back together, right? It was like 3 months in between. And I'll always remember, like, it finally clicked for me that, like, oh, we're broken up. Like, we're not getting back together. I love you so much. Blah, blah, blah. Did all this stuff. And so I had, like, it was just text messages, like, right, continue, like, we need to meet up, we need to do all this and whatever. We felt obligated, obviously.
Yeah.
Of our time together. And so, like, I just remember we were in this this street, going down, like, your street, Angeline.
Yeah.
Like
the Waterman or what?
Waterman, like the very end of Waterman. And we parked the car and we were out there and like, I felt so stupid for what I was saying because I was just like, I know that we're supposed to be together. And he's like, fuck you broke up with me. Like, why would I, like, he's like, I don't really feel that way.
Oh, fuck.
And like, yeah, and so it's just this, it's so hard. It's this immediate humiliation because in your mind, you guys are the same person and you're both seeing it the same way.
Yeah.
And that's not what's happening.
I get that.
And that's exactly what's happening, like, with you, Angeline. Like, he's probably thinking, like,
oh,
no, she knows, like, how we're ending. She knows, like, what's going on.
She knows what the end game is.
Exactly.
This isn't it.
Exactly.
This ain't over.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's so true.
No.
So, I don't know. Like, I feel like for long-term relationships...
Yeah.
Like, things happen.
Well, and then if you have a short-term...
Okay.
If you have a short-term relationship...
Okay.
And they're reaching out to your friends... Weird.
So, this leads me to the whole reason why I wanted to talk about this topic. We've covered long-term relationships and how crazy people get, myself included. God, I can't
appreciate your
believe
honesty.
I
know, I wish you realized
I think that's really good, yeah.
Ugh. It's so embarrassing.
You were 21.
I was 21.
That was 5 years ago.
It was literally 5 years ago.
Only 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Only.
No, I'm 30 now, you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So let's talk about short-term relationships and people that are creepy. So the whole reason this started was because Monday you sent the text of your 5-page letter and your DoorDash, and then I had shared on Instagram.
Right.
Monday morning, 8 a.m., I get a random phone number messaging me like, "Hey, weirdo, how you been?" And I'm like, bro, in my head.
Yeah.
I stopped online dating over a year ago. These kinds of messages don't come to me anymore.
Right.
Who the hell is this?
Did you ever find out who it was?
I'll get into it. I will get into it. And so I was just like, I told Fabian about it, obviously, because we talk every morning. So I was like, I got this message. What do you think? And it was literally like, dude was like, "Hey, you stranger weirdo, how's work going?" And I responded back, like, once I was like at work, I said, "No habla." Because I was like, whoever this is, I don't want anything to do with them.
Right.
And then he sent like the little rolling eye emoji and he's like, "How are you doing, stranger?" And then he goes, "You into Hindi?" Because that's my language, that's what I speak. And so I'm like, this is a brown boy. This is definitely some brown boy.
You probably chatted with for a second.
On one of the online dating apps. So I'm like, I have no idea who this is, so have fun carrying on your own convo. And then he's like, "I like that. Care to find out?" And then he's like, "I came across your podcast on YouTube and I remembered you."
Yeah.
"Dang, but you speak English though now. Before you said no habla." And I'm like,
okay.
I waited like an hour, and then I'm like, yeah, I know habla to green bubble text. I'm sorry, but like if you
if you don't have an iPhone, you're not for me.
Yeah, you're not. I don't want to. It's weird.
It's annoying.
I do also hate.
It's weird.
I hate it.
And so then he sends me a message from a new phone number.
That's weird.
With an iPhone.
With an iPhone,
Yeah,
an hour and a half later. Within an hour and a half.
He went to T-Mobile and he got himself an iPhone.
Took the SIM's card.
I think he was using online phone numbers.
Probably, yeah.
So he goes, "Hello, Bluey. No habla. Do you know who I am now?" And I type back, "Annoying."
Okay, that is weird. That is too much.
It's super.
And then what up?
So it's super creepy, right?
Yeah, that is weird.
So when I reach that point, I'm like, block. It's creepy at this point.
And you don't know. They're not telling. No.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
So at this point, you didn't know who it was.
No.
Also, like that's something I would do at like 14 years old. Like, why would I?
Yeah,
why would I be doing anything
yourself?
like? Yeah. Okay. No.
Yeah. So I block both numbers on my phone, and then this treacherous thing. is still getting messages from him.
Oh my
So
God. How?
this I don't know. And so then I get another message from him, and he says something like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Oh, I know exactly who this is. This was some guy, you guys, 2 years ago. I met this guy up once
Okay.
Trying to see if I can
for
remember.
coffee.
Not even a
Yep.
beverageino.
No, for coffee at Starbucks, and it was after.
I do remember this
Yes.
guy. Yeah. Okay.
It was after
Because, like-
a workout. I was wearing leggings and a hoodie.
Yeah.
And we met up for coffee. He paid for my coffee. We sat there. We talked. It looked promising. He was nice and tall. I like
I
tall.
remember this guy.
And he had a kid. You know, I have a kid.
Right,
I was
right.
like, okay, he's divorced. I'm divorced. Like, this may work. And we kept communicating. And then he never could, like, get his shit together. And then he was, like, super close with his ex-wife.
Yeah.
It was weird.
They're probably still banging.
I don't know. But then, like, he, like, they would go on vacation together with their family.
Oh.
But then he never, like, made plans again to meet up with me.
Yeah.
So like whatever. Bye.
So then I was like, I'm over this. Bye. And then at that point, he messaged me and was like, hey, like, what's up? And I was like, hey, you know what? I'm no longer interested in pursuing this connection.
Yeah.
I wish you best of luck. Like, 'cause this is just not a connection that's for me.
Okay, here's the thing.
And
sorry.
he did the same thing. He was like, are you sure? And that's why I knew it was him. When he started texting me, are you sure?
I bet you also something happened, and he probably sent that text to like 7 different people.
Hey you.
Like hey you, like any like things like that, and then he was just like, oh, like whatever, just trying to get some sort of feel
Fish it
or
out.
fish it out.
God.
Yeah, he probably has like a bank.
It was creepy. And
Well, yeah,
so,
no, that's so
so
weird.
weird.
It's weird to not say who you are initially.
Yeah,
I find
so
that
play that weird
at
little
the age
child
that
So
we are.
then,
yeah.
I keep getting messages on my watch. So 2 o'clock, he goes, I'm not going to tell you who I am unless you directly ask me. Are
No,
you sure?
no, fuckhead.
And he's like, are you sure? Because I will disappear again.
Yeah, disappear.
And I'm like, what in the fucking, bye?
Poof, genie, get out of here. Like, no one.
Get out. And so I'm like freaking out because I'm like, I blocked his number already. How are his messages still getting through on my watch? So then I Google it, and then it's like, oh, you can block people on your watch too, in case that's a thing. So then I block his number on my watch.
Yeah.
I fucking kid you not. I wake up the next morning.
Oh my god, no.
I got another message from him at 11:30 at night.
Different number.
Guess what it said?
What?
Are you sure?
Okay, no.
No, that's hard. That's a little creepy. It's like the repetitive.
It's
like,
stalker
serial killer thing.
status.
No.
It's
that
been 2
is-
years. Number one, why the fuck do you still have my number?
Right.
Straight up.
Number two, like, stop watching my YouTube videos.
I had that.
Creepo.
Well, yeah, no, that's no. The importance of deleting numbers, I think it's so important. Good for you. I didn't. I've been like with the same person for 7 years now, and like married, and I didn't have numbers deleted. Lincoln had my phone.
Oh, fuck off. No, don't say what I think you're gonna say.
No, it wasn't who you were initially thinking.
Okay.
But it was.
I was like, okay.
That number has been deleted, which
Okay,
that
yeah.
shows a lot. But
I thought you had deleted that.
yeah, no, I deleted
Okay.
that. But
Yeah.
there was someone else that also worked at a bar that was
fuck.
before that, and I didn't delete his number. He's a nice guy, and so I just didn't like. I never go through my contacts and do all of that, huh? No. Actually, I do have his number still.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I need to delete that.
I only delete numbers of guys that are dicks.
Right.
I don't
I'm like,
delete numbers
need-
of people that I want to retain some sort of relationship with.
And so super nice. Anyway, and so we're camping, and all of a sudden I see my phone light up, and it's like his number, but it's not like him calling me; it's me dialing out in Lincoln's hand, and I'm like,
Why is
immediately hang up, and I was just like,
Did he call? Did he text?
Oh my god, no, I don't think it got to that point. Like I was sitting right next
Lord.
to him. I
Service
was
was
sitting
bad,
right next to
thank
him. Yeah, and we're
you.
camping in services, but here's out, or he's like, why are you calling me? Or he deleted my number.
I was like, oh, spam delete.
Right, but I was immediately deleted his number because I was like, no, thank
That
you.
was wild.
Yeah. It's no thank you.
It's crazy. Like, I couldn't figure it out. I was like, why do you still have my number? Why are you watching my YouTube videos?
Yeah, no.
What the fuck? This dude is stalker. And here's the thing that gets me. He lives in this town.
That's the creepiest. You know what?
I told
let's
him
talk about stalkery
what
for a second.
neighborhood I lived in.
I'm gonna backtrack to you, aka host of this amazing podcast. I remember I was telling Rob about this.
Okay.
Because, like, before he's like, why are you going over there? I was like, oh, they're doing a podcast. I just want to sit and listen. And I'm like, oh. And it was about stalking. And I remember that one time you had like hooked up with someone and you brought them here. And it was like, it became this whole like thing because I think they kept like showing up in front of your house.
What?
Like, oh no, you told me this. So like, and I was so concerned because like, your daughter lives here, like things like that. And it was just like, what? He kept messaging you and he was saying like he was driving by or something like that. And I remember you telling me about this because I was like, you're an idiot. Why would you bring a one-time guy back to your house?
What are you talking about?
You're dumb. I don't remember, like, I don't know who it was, but I remember you telling me about this. And
no one has ever
I'm not 100%.
Because no one has ever shown up outside my house.
No, they showed up and stopped, but like he's just like, hey, like.
Or no, someone said they did. Like someone had either texted you or you like. I don't think you looked outside, but I think they like said like, oh, I'm driving by or something like that.
Yeah, that was only one person.
Okay, well,
This was the only person that ever would text me and say like, hey, I thought about you because I'm driving by your house.
Like, Ashika, we're gonna fight. Why would you do that? Like, why? He's crazy, obviously.
Well, there was the crazy guy who said he was gonna like slit his wrists and shit.
Maybe that was it, actually.
Oh. And he said he was gonna come by the house, but I knew that he didn't remember where I lived.
Okay, but he had been to your house.
Perhaps.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like that,
and he sent me the photos of his slit wrist.
Which was
I remember this.
Yes. I remember this.
And this is on a show. It's in episode 1. It's called Dangerous Dating. No, it's called it was the Halloween episode in season 1.
I remember that one.
Yeah, it was like dating horror story or something.
Yeah.
So this dude literally like sent me pictures of his slit wrist,
which ended up being a Google photo
to try to get me to try to get me to like respond.
And I remember just like I've never like, girl, do what you want, live your life, have your best life. But that one time I was like, I'm so concerned for you guys. Like, I'm concerned for you, I'm concerned for your daughter. Like, this guy seems creepy and he's gonna show up. Like, obviously he didn't actually remember where the address was.
Well, and that's the thing, like that's what I knew.
Yeah.
But like the thing is like, cause he ended up giving me a ride home.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yes.
He gave me a ride home. He canceled my Uber. While I was standing out in front of
that's what made me out even more. It's like, no, he wants to know where
I was literally like this, and I had left the club, and I was like this, and he came out, and I was standing in front of his car without knowing it, because it was this really nice car, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna stand here, without knowing it, and then he came out, and he's like, oh, you're still here, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm just waiting for my Uber. And he's like, I'll give you a ride. And I was like, no, it's okay. And he's like, well, you're standing right by my car. And I was like, oh, this is your car. And he's like, yeah. And I had it open to where it shows you, like, where your Uber is. And he's like, just cancel your Uber. I'll give you the $5 cancellation fee, whatever it is. And I was like, no, it's okay. They're almost here. They're 10 minutes away. And he literally grabbed the phone out of my hand and canceled it.
And at the time, you're like, that's so sexy.
Yeah.
I know for a fact. I know you, and I know you're like, oh my God.
Okay. I like a man who can take charge of a situation.
Yeah, and then end up being creepy as fuck.
Okay, nobody knew it was gonna go that way.
I know, that's fair. I get him.
He was normal, like, you know, he was a brown boy.
I think like that just kind of goes back to like, I'm sorry, it's so hard to trust anyone that you haven't known for so long.
This is true.
Like, I feel that way with friendships. I feel that way with coworkers. I feel that way, you know, the older that I've gotten, the more I'm like, you really don't know people. You don't. So like, it's, you gotta trust and like, good luck. I wish you all the best and like, see how it turns out. But you really don't know anyone's kind of innuendos or back story, really, other than what they tell you.
Yeah. No, it's really hard because I feel like, for me, that whole experience with that guy who was like, I don't want to break his spirit.
Don't I know what girl?
Right? I think at that point, I vowed to myself that I would never chase a man again.
Yeah, I mean, you haven't.
Fair enough.
Except that one time.
What? Who? I never chased anybody.
Oh,
I never chased anybody.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Yes. Like 100,000. Like, I feel like that's a whole different. We're getting off topic. This is no longer.
I know that's we have these talking like this.
Like this is I'm
Not recently.
no not recently. In the last year.
It has to be more than a year, right?
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In the last year, there's nothing.
Yes.
There's been nothing. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I know there's been nothing. Thanks. And on that note, this episode is over.
Angeline, I think like to recap and be like, what's actually stalking versus. So wait, everyone take your vote.
Stalking.
I don't think it's stalking.
I think she needs a restraining order.
Obsession.
I think he's gonna get. I think he's gonna go
Here's the
further
thing.
and further.
If it happens again, stalking. Absolutely.
After that final,
you made it very
save,
clear. Like you made the last no. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to my family. Then yes, stalking. But I don't think it's quite hit at that point for me. That's my personal vote. I haven't had really any experience with stalking, which also makes me slightly sad.
You don't want it.
Because like, what's wrong with me? You know, like, why does anyone want to stalk me?
I would stalk you.
Thank you.
Do you want me to stalk you?
Okay, I'll let you know. Actually, we need to start. I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start just like leaving random white roses like on your guys' cars, and just that's gonna be so good.
You guys are so horrible. I don't know why.
I'm
I just share myself with you.
and I'm gonna tell him that we're buying white roses and we're doing that.
You know
to
what's
each other.
silly? He's gonna be pissed because he doesn't even know that story.
He is gonna be mad.
He's gonna be mad because I never told him.
Actually, what's he doing? Let's call him.
I never told anybody that story before.
Wow.
You heard it here first.
Wow.
Wow.
But I mean, also good for you on saying that. I don't think I've ever actually like stalked anyone. I think the only thing I've been like I've pushed to like hang out, you know,
Yeah.
where it's like someone was like, oh, I'm busy, I can't do this. I was like, it was like with work. I was like, well, I do this for a living, I can help you. And I tried to like clearly he's trying to ditch me.
I'm busy. I have to study. I can study for you.
Exactly. I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I got it. I know all about that.
Well, now all the stalkers that watch your podcast are gonna see.
I need someone with like a legit like I was scared for my life like Dateline story.
I don't. I'm so nervous.
I think I was kind of scared with this one.
With Angeline's?
No,
with that
guy because,
I mean,
like I said, I told him
yeah.
what neighborhood I live in. He lives in this town.
Yeah.
And he knows
But did he ever
places.
give you that inkling that he would ever get to that?
Yeah, he knows places that I frequent, like where I get my hair done and my eyebrows done. He goes to like the meat shop right there all the time.
Why do you know that?
Because he told me that.
Sure.
And so I'm like, like he's kind of creepy. He sounds like a creepo. And the fact that it's been 2 years is also giving me like creepo factors.
Like, if anyone makes you feel uncomfortable, they're not for you.
Exactly.
It's very, very simple. And so it's like if anyone puts you at that point, you're like, no, we're done. Like that's not it.
It's like if you feel that person and like he sent me 3 dozen roses, I'll be like, oh my gosh, guys, this is so cute. But if I'm not feeling him, he sends me that. I'm like,
exactly. It takes 2 different personalities at that point.
Yeah, our message from her was like a picture of the roses and the 5-page letter.
Immediately we're like, no. Immediately no.
And we're like, no. Immediately no.
Yeah.
All right,
I hope this doesn't turn out into a Dateline episode. We'll let you know.
I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
Or
we'll let you know. Recognize this face in case we need it.
If there's a missing person.
How tall are you?
5'2".
All right.
5'2".
Yeah, she's short.
Boring.
She's not tall like us.
Where?
Excuse me, I am tall for a girl.
Yes.
I'm tall for a girl too.
On what
You're
planet?
5'2".
My sister's 5'1".
Okay.
Oh,
One person in this world? No.
Is shorter than you?
I'm 6 foot. I am literally 6 foot.
I'm 5'6".
Oh, okay, you're tall.
Yeah. I'm 5'6". I'm tall.
I'm tall. People tell me I'm tall for a girl all the time.
No, I like the range though. We're all 4 inches. Like, no wait, that's.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't do the math.
it's
Hey,
more than 4
I
inches.
almost had a whole
It's 6
can.
inches.
Finally.
All right, you guys. That is all we have for you today. This was a long episode, but I feel like it was super entertaining.
We found it entertaining.
We've been drinking, so that I'm sure. But also, I think you need to do a poll on this episode. I want to know if people think it's stalking or people don't.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. So,
oh, you know what? I'll do a little expert.
Yeah, do a little expert. You guys poll. I want to know what your thoughts are. As does Ashika. So
yeah,
deets.
Yes. So if you're not already, follow me on my socials because that is where I will post the poll on Instagram most likely. So make sure you're following me there. If you enjoy listening to the Time Pass podcast, you enjoy listening to these shenanigans, do me a favor, share an episode with just one person. If all the listeners out there would share the episode with one person, I would greatly appreciate it. That's the best thing you could do for the show. Share it on your socials, whatever you want to do. Follow me on Ruckus Avenue Radio. Follow me on your listening platform of choice. YouTube, like, follow, and subscribe to the videos. Whatever you do, whether you are low-key stalking someone.
Low-key, we all have done it.
Or trying to be unstalked. Stay authentic to who you are. Do not give in to the pressure of the stalker.
Yeah.
Stay authentic to your feelings and who you are. And I will see you next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I did it!
You told my people I could do it.
Dang it! Well done. Proud of you.